Okay, so we're diving into something pretty different today.
Yeah.
It's not every day we have a real-time situation unfolding as we speak.
Right.
Forget fascinating discoveries or historical mysteries. We've got something
Yeah.
happening right now. Across the globe, people are experiencing this.
Yeah.
It's almost unexplainable. It's like this involuntary synchronization.
It's like we're all connected or something.
And I'm not talking about some catchy TikTok dance trend here.
No.
This is actions,
Yeah.
emotions,
Deep stuff.
even thoughts, mirroring between complete strangers.
Yeah, like you're looking in a mirror, but it's someone you've never even met.
It's like what you do, what you feel, even what you think
Mm-hmm.
could be influenced by someone you've never met, miles away.
Miles away, different country, different continent even.
And just so our listeners know, we're not making this up.
This is real deal, serious stuff.
This is based on reports from organizations like the WHO.
The World Health Organization, they don't mess around.
Exactly.
They've declared a global health emergency.
And get this, 54 countries at least and counting.
And those are just the ones we know about.
This is like something ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Except it's not a movie, is it?
And we're all living it. Now,
Yeah, and no one knows what to make of it.
And you know what's really got us scratching our heads?
What's that?
Even NASA's stumped. They've publicly dismissed any link to cosmic events.
Which, let's be honest, is their go-to for anything weird happening in the sky.
Right. But here's the kicker.
Hit me.
They admit they have no concrete explanation.
It's like beyond our current understanding of, well, everything.
So we've got a global health emergency, baffled scientists, and I bet you're wondering,
No, I am.
what are you supposed to do with this information?
Right.
Well, amidst all the chaos,
Yeah.
governments are giving some pretty consistent advice. Stay calm,
Okay.
don't panic, and avoid risky activities.
Makes sense when you think about it.
Right. I mean, in a situation this bizarre,
Bizarre is an understatement.
simple might be the best course of action.
Better safe than sorry. That's my motto. Just about, like, synchronized tea parties. This is serious stuff.
We're talking real-world consequences here.
Exactly.
But
And the reports we're getting are, well, they're pretty frightening.
speaking of which, have you seen what's happening in Paris?
Don't tell me. More synchronized croissants.
Funny. But seriously, over 3,000 people hospitalized.
3,000? That's, what, a whole stadium full of people.
All because of synchronization-induced injuries. Imagine, you're walking down the street,
Just another day in Paris.
and suddenly you're on the ground because someone somewhere else tripped on a curb.
And you're telling me this is happening globally?
Globally, Tokyo's reporting over 200 car accidents in 24 hours.
Drivers mirroring each other's mistakes? That's terrifying.
It's like someone hit the sync button on humanity, and we're all just along for the ride.
And not everyone's buckled up.
And just when you think it can't get any weirder, we have that incident in Berlin.
Oh no, what happened in Berlin?
Picture this. An entire classroom of students. They all walk out in unison.
Okay, that's weird, but kids do strange things, right?
But here's the thing. They were acting on the thoughts of some random teenager in Mexico City.
Wait, what? So some kid in Mexico thought about leaving class, and a whole classroom in Berlin just got up and walked out.
That's what it looks like. The reach, the specificity of it, it's mind-boggling.
This is way beyond anything I could have imagined.
And it's not just, classrooms and car accidents.
Yeah, what else?
We've got reports of construction workers in Johannesburg
Uh-huh.
and a yoga class in Los Angeles
Okay.
performing the same, sequence of movements at the same time.
So, wait, hold on. Are you saying that, like, a bunch of builders on one side of the world and then, like, a yoga studio on the other side
Yeah, opposite sides of the planet.
are suddenly doing synchronized construction yoga? What does that even look like?
I know, right? It's like someone hit the sync button on humanity, and we're all just along for the ride.
It's like, what if we're not in control as much as we think we are?
And this isn't just, physical actions either.
What else is there?
We're talking about emotional, even cognitive synchronization.
Okay, so thoughts, feelings, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. And that's what makes this so different from anything we've ever seen before.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We've never encountered anything, like any kind of scientific evidence that suggests our thoughts, our feelings could be influenced.
Even for a second.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even for a split second by someone we don't even know
Yeah,
on the other side of the world. I mean, that's wild.
I know. It's starting to feel a bit surreal, even for me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But you know what really drives it home?
What's that?
It's the personal experiences. When you hear from people, everyday people, who are suddenly caught up in this, it makes it real.
I get that. It makes it personal, you know? And maybe, I don't know, maybe even a little less frightening when you realize you're not alone in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not alone. I had this bizarre experience the other day. I was at home, getting ready for the show,
Yeah.
and out of nowhere, I flung a full cup of coffee across the room. Didn't even feel like my own action.
I actually had something similar happen, though mine was more emotional, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on the phone with my mom, everything was fine, and then suddenly, bam, this wave of, like, intense sadness just hit me.
Wow, that's intense.
And then, get this, I found out later that at that exact moment, like down to the minute, a woman in Spain was grieving the loss of her dog. And I'm sitting here, never even been to Spain, feeling this woman's grief as if it was my own.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other times in our lives, those moments we chalk up to mood swings or whatever, how many of those moments were actually connected to something much bigger, something we're only now starting to understand?
It's like, what if our emotions or experiences, they're not always, just our own?
And, I always try to find the bright side, but even I'm struggling with this one.
Yeah, I hear you.
What do you make of all this?
It's a lot, isn't it? I mean, on the one hand, there's the very real danger here. We've got to take this seriously. This isn't a game. This synchronization event, it can cause real harm. But then there's this other side, this sense of, I don't wonder, I guess. It makes you question everything we thought we knew about, consciousness, about the self.
That's true.
If our experiences can be influenced, even just for a little bit, by complete strangers, then what does that say about us? What does that say about the boundaries of our individual minds?
It's like we're not as separate as we thought.
Exactly. And that's both exciting and terrifying at the same time.
It really is. Like we're all tuned into the same radio station now. But instead of music, it's, this constant stream of shared experiences.
And not all of them are good, unfortunately.
Exactly. Like sometimes you get the good tunes and sometimes you get, well, something you'd rather not be listening to.
I think everyone listening knows that feeling.
But okay, let's get back to the here and now for a second.
All right.
Because I know our listeners are out there thinking, all right, this is all fascinating and terrifying, but why is this happening?
The million-dollar question, right?
Right. What's the explanation?
We wish we had a simple answer for you.
Yeah, we've dug through so much research, reports, expert opinions.
You name it, we've read it.
And the truth is, there is no definitive answer. Not yet, anyway.
Not even close.
But, that doesn't mean there aren't theories.
Oh, there are theories, all right.
Oh boy, are there theories.
Buckle up, listeners.
Yeah, because some of these are pretty out there.
To say the least.
We've got scientists suggesting everything from, unknown electromagnetic waves to some kind of like global brainwave interference.
Like our brains have suddenly become part of this giant network.
Right, like your brain is suddenly on the internet.
Only instead of cat videos, you're experiencing a stranger's grief or, suddenly doing the tango in the middle of the grocery store.
That's what we're dealing with.
Oh, wild stuff.
And then you get into like the really mind-bending stuff.
Oh, yeah, it gets deep.
Theories suggesting this whole mirroring thing is pointing to some breakdown of the barriers between individual consciousness.
Like maybe, just maybe, we're not as separate as we've always thought.
It's like what makes you you is somehow becoming less defined.
Good questions. No easy answers.
And of course, we can't forget about the conspiracy theories.
Oh, the conspiracies are running wild with this one.
Government mind control experiments, alien interference, you name it. It's out there.
If you can dream it, someone's probably written about it online.
Exactly. But let's be clear here, folks. Those are just theories.
Right now, there's zero evidence to support any of them.
We're sticking to the facts here.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, we are all facing something unprecedented.
And potentially very dangerous.
And that brings us back to staying safe.
Exactly, because this is not the time to be messing around.
Remember those incidents we mentioned earlier? The synchronized individuals in London, both trying to jump into the Thames at the same time.
Completely unaware of what the other was doing.
Yeah, and those incidents, they really highlight just how crucial it is that we take this seriously.
No matter how strange it seems.
If you can stay home, do it.
Seriously, there's no shame in hunkering down for a bit.
If you absolutely have to go out, maybe avoid driving. If you can.
Public transportation, walking, biking, whatever is safest.
And just in general, try to avoid any activities where like a sudden synchronized movement could put you or someone else in danger,
Basically, use common sense, folks.
Exactly. Common sense and caution are your friends right now.
And hey, if you do feel it, That sudden urge to move, that emotion that doesn't feel like your own.
Don't fight it.
Find a safe spot, sit down, lie down, whatever you need to do.
Minimize that risk of getting hurt. That's the main thing.
Protect yourself and those around you.
We're all in this together, folks.
We're all just trying to navigate this new reality.
This isn't a time to panic.
It's a time to come together, support each other, and stay informed.
We'll definitely be back with more updates as this situation develops, because this deep dive is far from over.
Oh, we're just getting started.
But until then, stay safe out there.
Stay informed.
And keep wondering.
You never know what we'll discover next.
Until next time.